Hey, what's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I know for the past couple of months I've been posting raid videos, shooting videos, all kinds of PvP action, but today's going to be more a montage sympathy video, if you per se, on this subject. As you know, ARK, official ARK's servers are getting shut down, either with this video being after or before. I don't know when I'm exactly posting this, but it's going to take me a long time to it took me a long time to make these videos. So with that being said, I am going through all my servers and showing you my base and sharing some of the dinos that we have raised, tamed, traded for, and everything. Now, given to this certain PvP action that I normally put out, these servers are more of my retirement ARK servers, so they're PvE. And I used to do PvP official, but too many mega tribes has wiped us, and unfortunately, I couldn't rebuild, and I was just like, I gotta go. I didn't want to give up ARK totally, so PvE was my option. And it's been good. Now, okay, so in the beginning, I'm gonna go that low. I'm an orbital, and I don't like to use these because I don't know where to put my camera. When we first started PvE, we did start out on an island server. We were trying to build in this little alleyway, but come to find out it wasn't a great spot to build in. Alphas were spawning, we kept dying. Therefore, ventured out. I was like, I really like the center. Let me go see a center server. So, I build on a center server behind this lovely waterfall. Absolutely loved it. At first I spammed it with a lot of stone foundations and started grinding. My only teams were, I think, a couple PTs. Not really too many grinding dinosaurs. This was a wholly new thing, as you can't destroy or kill any of the dinos besides your own, unfortunately. So bad habits was always a thing. Me running up to bases with Gigas was fun, and can't do nothing with them because it was PvE. Now, yes, this video might be a little bit long because there will be some of me talking and then some of me not talking. I don't know if I'm going to do full commentary with this video. I might. We're just going to play by ear. So the first server is Center. And these are the lovely server things. Um, Server number was 456. Right now, 4 people. Don't know any of these people. These people are new. They started pretty much literally probably a week ago or something, because I just saw a person type in chat. They're saying some grinding tames, and I'm over here like, why are you building this? These are going to be deleted. Now, yes, I do have some transferred items, like the cinema crops that tamed on, what was it, Lost Island? No, whatever server that was. No, we would have more. I think we have a total of 5 or 6 servers that I actually render in on a daily, not daily, but weekly basis. We have done ARK before. And when I say got ARK, I mean like literally glitches happen. Some dinos decayed, and I think at the time I was rendering in our base once a week. Well, when that happened, I started doing it twice a week. But every time it was an update, it rose back, and I never knew this until dinos started starving out of nowhere after I just did meat head on the last render. So in one little way, I've been happy that we have got ARC because, as you see in a minute, we lost a lot of dinos, but we have gained some, and we have lost a lot of structures, but we have gained some too. So if you see holes in this building, just know we got ARC. ARC is ARC. Alright, so waterfall. We did have a Behemo. I did try to build down there, gates coming up, because people were leaving their tames on our base, and we just didn't like it. Also, on top of that, it was kind of annoying having people just come into our base. Now, granted, we did have the little lizard glands in here, but you know, I I don't mind. Just let me know when you're coming in. Let me turn off names. Yes, a lot of names. But yeah, so this is our little pathway. We have blocked it off a lot. On our little ramp, I have displayed all of our dinos. As you can probably see, the good view of dinos right now. So these were our main lovely withs at the time. We could not breed these, so we only had a couple of them. So I actually traded this for this one. Well, I think all of these actually. No, only these two front ones I traded for. I really love the color of this one. Traded it for some poly. Got it. Oh, now that one's doing the weird thing. Hey, okay. And then eventually got this guy. Love my Blood Ice Squib. It's beautiful. And then we got a normal one. And then this one was an event one. It was pretty cool. We love the blue wings. We never started out with this stuff. Now, we did start out with this guy. At the time, we just kind of did simple trades, but this guy wasn't really like overpowered in any kind of type of way. But as you can see, we did trade for better. We did get some silver blues, cotton candies, and Iron Man colored ones, whatever you want to call that, coloring scheme. And then we do have some Deinonychus, which these are not all of them. I think most of them are on our other server. But these are the ones that we did a boss fight with, and we came over here because these are our main characters. So our ramp is looking pretty good so far. As we go down the ramp, we have our monkey, which right now he holds all of our lovely baby dinos. So we have some aloes, we have 2 unicorns, and some other little baby things that I didn't want to pop out in this video, just for that factor of I didn't want them to be out and starving, because I didn't know what I was going to record it. Now, because we got art, my only Thyla that I have is this guy. I did have more and a lot more beautiful colors that I would love to show. I think I still have a screenshot somewhere. I have to find it, but yeah, no, this is our only guy. And then our Ravager. And then this guy came from Gen 2. No, 1, 2. One of the servers. I can't think right now. It's late at night and I'm recording. And then I randomly trapped this guy in this cave and I tamed him. I don't know who tamed that. I don't know how we tamed this. Now before we get to main base, we did have to build a turret tower because dinos would come in and just try to kill us. My little trading station where I literally had people come in and trade. All these should be empty. Some of these might have stuff in it because I was going to give away a lot of chibis. I think this one has chibis. Yeah. So, starting from this side, we do like a Yui. We do have our lovely Rexes that we did start out with. We tamed some. This one was a Valentine's event. That one from a different server. And some of these were just not really good stats, but we just obtained them. They are really, really pretty, and we try to get stats with them, but sometimes they don't work. And this is literally how we kind of had our base besides the ramp. We didn't have all the webs up there and all that. We had that put up. And then right here we have our little gigas. At the time they were not really good stats. Before, I think, what is it, 1200 now? This was our main. This was back in the day when I first started PvE. We did have a all white one, red blue one, Cotton Candy, pure Scion. We absolutely love these guys. I really hate to see all of this to go, but instead of crying and being mad about it, make a video and remember it forever. We've run these guys over from Gen 1. These are the X Spinos. Really didn't get far in these guys. Oh, this one's aberrant actually. Are you just the only one that... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, hold on. Yeah. There's only one X. Okay, never mind. So, one X Spinal. A lot of aberrant ones. I do believe we traded for the pink ones. I don't know where. But they have a lot of mutations. I'm not going to complain. And then by the lovely house we have, as you can see, there's hose missing. We have our lovely Bloodstalkers. I do believe we did not trade for this line. We actually got the Cotton Candy or the Scion. Yeah. So my trimate, Stab Happy, he loved these things. He bred them all the time. He did a wonderful job of doing so. Over here we have a little ramp. It just doesn't go anywhere. We just have like wolves up here and stuff, but besides the point. So right now we have these Baryonyxes. I traded for the monster one. Love the monster one. I saw them on Facebook and I had to get it. And then these other ones we tamed during events. And then we have some Velos. At the time these were not good stats, but we did trade them to get the colors. I think we tamed this one. But the other two we have traded. Alright, so back here was our hatchery. Before this guy, all of my air conditioners were down here. So we would like have to wait and like make sure it was away from the wall, because at the time we did have our air conditioners right here, and we used to hatch up here and then bring them down here. But we noticed that our eggs were going missing because we do believe people were whipping at the wall and getting our eggs. So therefore I had to change what I made, which was this. I think there was like 20 or 30 air conditioners right here. So perfect room to be in. Perfect. But now we have this guy, which I haven't broke him out yet. We have our lovely cooked meat. When we started on the server, we did not have tech. I've been upgrading all of our bases to tech, so I didn't have to render it in so much. But stopped doing that since a few months back, just because when we find out that they're going to delete the servers, we're like, we're not going to upgrade. We're just going to keep them rendered and keep them happy. But yeah, at the time we only had these guys, and I used to have a whole row of them, and meat burns was horrendous because, as most people know, meat spoiled so fast in these troughs. But now we have actual tech stuff, which was nice. It's very nice. Alright, over here is our lovely raptors. we did try to do a raptor line, so I tamed 2 raptors up for a teammate, and I'll let them go at it. I was like, here, have fun. You love tech raptors. These are a pain. Didn't like these. But I do believe this guy was a mutation, this guy was a mutation, and this one was a mutation. These were original ones, I do believe. This one has like a little black on it, and this one was all red, and this one was like golden red. It was pretty cool, not gonna lie. But yeah, that line never went anywhere because people didn't really want those. And we have some mana garmers. We traded for those. They're really pretty cool. I like the purple one. And I like to try to mix colors. So at the time I had a lot of these things, and mana garmers are a pain. Because back in the day, before they fixed them, they used to jump out of like the room and they're like, wee! It was horrible. Horrible things. But yeah, right now we only have 3 of these things. Don't know where the rest went. Over here we have some X-Aloes. These things are amazing. I love... Oh, well, never mind. I like that. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if that was in the video, but if it wasn't, I kind of lagged all the way back. Oh, never mind. That's shadows. I was like, who's in the cave? Hello? But no one's in the cave. So these are lovely X-Aloes. They're very beautiful. I love the lava look on them and the firing. Everything about these things are amazing, and I absolutely love them. I think this one was a mutation because it was a gold instead of the blue, which was all around cool. Don't get me wrong. Green. And then we got some fairies. I don't know where we got these. I don't know if we tamed them or if we traded, but we didn't get nowhere with that. This was a little spawn point where we first started out. And before I go on this side, I'm going to show you our lovely house. The team and I worked really hard on this house. We absolutely love this house. It just didn't even... How do I explain this? Okay, so we didn't look at videos back in the day. I did not look up anything. I was just like, I'm going to make a really cool 3-story house and see how it goes. So this is it. It turned out really pretty. We do have some words not happening. We have this guy, and then we have another guy inside, and we have a green Trudon. I don't know where they came from. I think someone tamed them. Here's the other Hesp and an otter, because getting these things were bomb. And then we had some cages right here. We had these filled with light pets, or the like shoulder little pets like these guys. We had them all in here, so that way people can come to the window and see them. So the first level of this house was pretty much the cooking area. Kitchen, living room, kind of thing. I try to actually make it look like a house. So we do have the cooker fridges and cryo pods. We have a cooking pod generator in the back. Feeding trough under the stairs because I was trying to keep it hidden. I could have done more with this, but it did not turn out the way I wanted. And yeah, there is some holes because our cabin and this part with wood, so all the wood decayed even though I just rendered it in. It was great. Not really, but it was great. We have some bolts. These were not personally owned, they were just random things. Literally random things. Didn't have anything too special. Even our BP vault was... Oh, I took everything out of that. All of it's not really that great. Over here, before people made their own little houses, we did have literally everybody's own vault. I organize all my stuff, and then everybody else does them. It's pretty great. So this pretty much was the rooms. We did have wood right here, and we did have 2 rooms right here and 2 rooms right here where people can put a vault, bed, and everything else. But as you can tell, the wood is gone because Ark is Ark. Up here was our lovely farm. We did have 4 cages of dung beetles, and then crock pots right here, and then all of our egg stuff over here. And more holes, because you can't have Ark without the holes, apparently. So that's pretty much our little base. Absolutely love it. Up here we have another Genesis tame, which was the little dolphin. Love the thing. Cotton candy. Absolutely do. So over here we do have our little grinding station. Before we got the wrap, it was just a list grinding station. So around the grinding station we have our grinding tames, which we had a beaver and the deer for thatch, which we realized that the mammoth was the way to go on all of that, plus berries. And then we had some African Yankees. We used to have a really good neighbor. She was very great. I traded to get these eggs and absolutely loved them. And then we tamed this guy on. Well, this was a baby from one, but we tamed the other one that was from day 1. And then we have more spikes, and this is where I actually tamed the whole, the spider. I dropped it in here, and then I sat under it, and just bloop, feed, bloop, bloop, feed. It was trying to kill me, but it was fine. With some deadies, and then up here was Stab Happy's home. He had a little man cave. I want to call it a man cave. But he did a really great job. This is his house. All of the boss fights we did. So, I don't step on this, oh my lord. Okay. So we have some tappies. Traded for these guys. They were on the beach, and I was like, hey, well, how much for an egg? And they told me like 2K or something like that. And I was like, sure. Traded 2 eggs. Get some things going. And then we have these guys, which we traded for because these things are horrible to tame. I don't know if anybody knows how to tame these, but they're horrible. You have to like bolo them, like not bolo, but like chain bolo them, and then feed them that way. So you have to keep them trapped. They're horrible. Do not recommend. So we were starting our own line, trying to get mutations. That never actually happened. I don't think we actually got a mutation. Yeah, I don't think so. And then over here we have our lovely snow owls. I did have more, and I did have a more of a selection color. I have the yellows and all kinds of stuff. Yes, I am eating jerky. Do not get mad at me in the jerky. All of this is gone pretty much at this point. So I can eat the jerky if I want to. So this is his little house. He actually made it look like a little cozy. So pretty much all of this stuff is what we did have. I did have all of this stuff. Let me show all of this in third, and then I'll go first person. So his house, he had a lot of fridges, cryo fridges. As you see, people are trying to sell stuff. Just a lot of storage. He did have all his light sets in here, and then in the back, he did have like a little, kind of like a little hangout. Like he can make beer and just hang out here and just look at all the fun stuff. Listen to the rain and relax. Now let's go into. first person, so we didn't have a lot of these dinos. Purple, yellow. We still have that. And all of this stuff. It's all really bright because of all that crap. And then all of this. I don't know if we did have the track. I think we did. The Thylas, Gigas, Textego, more Gigas. And then these things are really cool. This one is a Valentine one, and this one's a cyan and green one. And then we have these guys. Yeah, this was his house, and he absolutely liked it. I don't blame him. It was pretty nice. Crap, I was going to be third person. But it was a decent sized area for everything that we have done in this place. I wouldn't change a thing. If I could, I would do it all over, but I don't have the energy to rebuy Ark 1 all over again and to rebuild everything again and retame everything when all of the stuff was what I wanted. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen eventually. Ark was going to delete, or they were going to make new servers or something, which I rather than made new servers, to be honest. It would have been a much better thing to just have, instead of, hey, we're just gonna delete official servers and we're gonna make a whole new remastered game with Engine 5. It would have been nice just to not do that. Oh, and I forgot to show this off, but this thing, so it's not what you think, honestly. We used to grind for the boulders to go tame the giant crabs. I can't think of it. Carcanos. So I used to always like put things in here and make them. But right now I don't have all the materials I needed for them. But all in all, I absolutely love the center. I would never probably get rid of it. People wanted my spot and they wanted to buy the spot. But, you know, I guess no one will get the spot until new servers. Alright guys, with that being said, it's on to the next server, which would be Aberration. I think during that one would be much easier because it won't be so much talking, but most likely this video might be an hour long. Don't know. Don't quote me on this. But I hope you guys liked the center. Even though it was PvE, I understand people don't want to do PvE, but it was pretty much a retirement server for us. Alright, well, on to the next server. Alright guys, time for the second map. We are on our lovely Rack server. 700 is the server number, and let's show you the base. So before I cryopotted everything, we did have a lot of rock drakes out that we were working on, and then our lovely yard Megasaurs and kitty cat, whatever you want to call that thing. When we first came over here, I was looking for the perfect spot. Kind of not in the blue zone, but kind of in the green on the edge. So I did choose this spot. This spot was a pretty good spot. Let me see. I can hop on the rock. So, as you can see over in that area is the blue zone, so we had a perfect access to go down there, grab metal, come back up without being too much in the harm's way. But it is Ark and nameless and all that fun stuff. So we do have two grinding lovely tames, one right there and one right here. We did use them a lot for our grinding station. We only use the server for metal and rock drakes. But other than that, we really didn't use them as much. I just wanted a lot of metal, so as you can see, literally grinded a whole lot of metal. Never smelted it all, which I should have, but it's fine. We did start only with this part. I built my little hut just for like a little side personal hut to keep personal tames in, uh, which I do have a lot of rock drakes. I have bulldogs, shiny pets kind of thing. Nothing too over dramatic. And in the main building, of course, we did have more teams that wasn't mine, but you know, we did use a lot. So we do have a lot of basilisks and rock drakes, more drakes, 2 sheeps, which is fine. They were colorful. We tamed them. At first it was that little middle part, and then we built it out a little bit more and made it into like this really cool like what should we call it? Octagon? No. Can't think of an shape name. But inside we did have fridges, which we use for meats and all that fun stuff. One won't. It worked out. We didn't use it as much. We were not over here to live. We were over here to grind, and we were hoping one day that we can actually run a boss fight. Now Trimates did try to make their own houses. Kind of worked, kind of not. But never got finished with it. Probably never will at this point. And then we did have a gas collector blocked off. We weren't blocking it off, but people kept destroying our gas collector, so we decided to block it off and claim it as our own. Other than that, this is our app server. Really not much going on here. Like I said, we did have a lot more drakes out. I did crowdpot 90% of them besides those 3 right there. And these guys are my personal ones. I love these things. I traded for them and I just kept them. Now every once in a while I just breed them and try to collect eggs. Not anymore. No, not anymore. But yeah, that's our app server. Not too much to explain there. Alright, now on to the next one. Alright, this is our lovely 3rd server, Gen 1. 1155 is the server number. Also, I just realized in my last 2 videos, the background sound was so loud and you could barely hear me. I apologize for that. I did not realize I had my sound on full blast, especially playing Ark. So here we are on lovely Gen 1 Ocean South. At first I was the only one over here and I was living on a boat, and I do believe I wanted to live up there, but living up there was more difficult than what I wanted because it's high up and you had to build all the way up, and it was a whole thing. I did like go up there, clean it out, and put something up there, but then never stayed up there. Eventually I just decided to do Oceanplat. Who did I watch? It was either Syntech. I think it was a Syntech video. I liked his building, so I kind of copied it, but we did get Ark over here and that building did decay. Not the platform, just the building, of course. So anyways, we built way back here next to the border. We do have 4 ocean plats, and if you don't aim correctly, you will hit that little ledge right there and it kills you. So you have to like jump off to the side. I really love this base. I wish I did more to it. I think towards the end I wanted to make it into a zombie shop, where I was going to have these little taxidermy bases all around where people can come in, shop, message if they want something, message about prices or whatever. But during the time when we first came over here, we just wanted to tame everything, X dinos, all the fun stuff. So we did have a little grinding station, not grinding station, raising station, which was good overall. This is the first level where we had all the babies, and then the second level was a little bit taller for the megalosaurs and all that fun stuff. Not megalosaurs. Magnosaurs. Whatever those big giant rock ones. And then up here I was going to build something else with this, but kind of forgot, and then now I just don't want to. But before we had the big dinos up here just chillaxing. I did want to put like a little secondary base and get rid of that platform down there, but I never got around to doing it. Therefore, I just left it alone. Let's see if I can do this without. Perfect. Anyways, we did have our kibble tames up here at one point. We did have adolescent, teen, Rex's, Gigas up here. It was really, really great. This cryo fridge is new. I think we just put it there to have it there. And here we do have our lovely hatchery. But before these guys, we just have this down here. Stupid green light. Which all of our things we did destroy, but down here was our air conditioners and stuff. This fridge was for eggs only to be hatched. Come on, close. Also, which one of these is showing the light, and I hate that. Oh, whatever. Was it none of those? Huh. Okay, whatever. Anyways, like I said, this was our little hatchery, and we did have a lot of cryo fridges because we were mainly over here a lot of times. So of course we have a lot of X dinos, including trikes, allos, and some other little knickknacks. And most of these are full, especially my trimates. They fill these suckers up. I brought a lot of my dinos over here just so I could have them over here. Now this was like later edition. Our first edition was this platform, which if I had the metal and I had the patience to wait for metal, I would have waited to put a metal platform, but I built a little wood one. It worked out perfectly fine. We did have a big house that we were using for the majority part of it, but once that decayed, we just turned this into a grinding station platform. And it turned out pretty great, honestly. We do have 2 personal vaults, and then miscellaneous vaults, which in the miscellaneous we just have more knickknacks. And then this platform was our teleporter pad, also our transfer out pad. And this was pretty okay. We knew this spot, we don't put no dinos on it or anything. This was to only be transferred kind of thing. After we built all of that, we did build this other little station which we use for cloning, which we haven't used for cloning. We have yet to clone on this server, which is fine in the long run, but I did want to turn this into like a feeding station where we had all of our dinos out. Now, as you saw on the zip line, it does go up there because we do have a lot of metal up there that we just go through. Oops. Sorry about that, my timer went off. Anyways, we go up there, grind a lot of metal, come back down, smelt it all, and keep going. Only because we hate like going through each zone because we always die. Now, down here, we did have to build a little turret tower because when we had the Megashalons, speaking of Megashalon, hello buddy. What level are you? Are you gonna let me do it? Oh no, you cannot show me that. Anyways, we did have a lot of these guys hanging around. That one's a wild one. Remarkable. When we did have them, sharks would come, munch on them, try to kill them. We did have a few pass because of that. And here is our lovely water tame hatchery. We had some sharks, some Tusos, bassies, all the water tames in here. And we did use this on a regular basis. But yeah, that's pretty much it on this server. Oh, and we did the boss fights. Not like the boss, like in-game boss, but like the fish boss. So it was pretty hard. But yeah, this is our lovely server. Worked really hard. Really missed this base. Wish could keep this base, but you know, arcs are at this point, and you just can't do nothing about it. Alright, on to the lovely next one. Alright, time for the lovely fourth server of the day. It's Crystal Isles. 1379 is the server number. There's not much to say about the server. Came over here when it first came out. When you chop down certain trees, you will blue screen. I'm glad they fixed that because that was horrendous to deal with, because at the time everybody was in the server, so getting back in the server was horrible. You would spend 30 minutes to an hour trying to get back in the server, and a lot of times you didn't. A lot of times you're like, you know what, fine, whatever. Unfortunately for me, I did have multiple characters for this purpose. I think my character got duped 3 times, so I did have 3 of those characters on each server, but after that point, I did make new characters for each of those 4 new servers that came out. And of course, they all had like zombie in their name, so we had the glowing zombie. I think I had a desert zombie, which I think is on, I don't know what server that's on, because this one is you know, this is just zombie. So when we first came to the server, the Trimates only had this building, which is not a horrible building. It was just, you know, a 2x2, 2x3, whatever, and it was a good size base. At the time, I think they were just using this for a starter base, and then other people branched out to build in other places. Like, I think we had a person building in the floating islands, and then another person was building on some plateaus. And when I came to the server, I was like, well, I want to start building on me a little hut, little base, whatever I want to do. And of course, on this server, we did get art. No matter how many times I rendered this basin, it still did help. Which you will see in a second. Alright, so anyways, I decided to look behind that lovely base and saw this big giant plateau. And I was like, well, that's a perfect base location right here. I don't know why we need to move that way or over in that direction or even in that direction. I saw this and I thought it was perfect. There's not much. It's right next to a swamp, of course, which doesn't have too many swamp creatures. Like, yeah, there's a whole lot, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get Caproed, or oh no, a Sarco. Like, it was decent. Now, if you go to the next little isle, there's a lot of Capros there. Now, with this base, I really didn't cryo much. I did cryo majority of the wibs, but we still have wibs out that, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Leave me alone. There we go. Anyways, we do have our tropics out. We have our ambers and our blood wibs out too. They don't starve as often. Like, literally, I don't feed this base as often as I should, and they're pretty much literally full of food. They're missing like a little bit, like a little pinch. And that's fine. We do have a little Astro up there. I think that's what they are. I don't know what they are. I think it's Astro, right? Which is, you know, he just chills. He's our ornament of the base. Now, this base was a little bit smaller than this. I kind of made a, like, maybe 6x6. I did extend it out when I made it to tech. Because literally yeah. So the metal part is where the base originally was, and the tech is where I extended it to. This base was pretty good. We did have our little hatchery, and then like our little teams, which mine were these two. I didn't really have much on the server. I do have some wibs, but not too much. And then the other tri-mates have a lot of tames. So when we hatch your cryopod running back here, we did double lock these doors only because when we only had one door, people would try to sneak in and steal eggs. And that was a problem. So we made a airlock inside of the base, so when we come in we lock one and then we go into the next one, just to reinsure that nothing, you know, no one comes in. This was our feeding station. We did have a lot more troughs. We did have 2 more, but we did only have these. We did install this guy, which was fine, but we stopped raising at that point. We do have our lovely tropics. I did have a whole row of them, but I do believe I crowdpod 90% of them, or did they die? No, never mind, they probably died. This server is the worst of getting art. Like, tropic, the wibs, they last forever. Everything else, croaks. Don't know why. Like, see, this tropic, full of food. That means the other guy should have full food, because when I feed things, I fill up troughs. So, you know, we just get arced. Our lovely grinding station, we don't do much grinding here. As you can tell, there's like 10 metal, 100 poly. This server is mainly our gas server, so we use it for only gas. Just because gas is a pain to do anywhere else. Here we do have an oil pump, we do have it blocked off. And we do go over there on a regular basis and get oil, bring it back to the base, but hide it on the forges, and we'll go with it. We do have some grinding tames, as you could tell. I don't know why. Well, this guy was extra. Our lovely Brontos. I traded for eggs of these, and I got a breeding pair, and never regretted it. Love them. They're great. Now, during the whole process of this, I was like, I actually want to make a really nice house. Just so all of us can have a nice house, and that could be our hatching area. And so I made this. I found a YouTube tutorial on how to make this house, and I absolutely love it. It was a bit of a pain to make, but I decided to make it into, I think, a 3-bedroom house, and I never really finished the inside of it, but this was supposed to be our little miniature grinding area, with the cryos, and then this was supposed to be our cooking area, and as you can see, we did get art. I rendered this so many times, and for some reason this one corner decayed. I don't know what happened. Even the line decayed. It just decayed. Up here was going to be the bedrooms, which I was going to have them along. I think I was going to have one right here, and then one right here, and then one on this back one. Okay. I really love this house. I love building it. I love doing that stuff. I think after this point I did want to make more of these kind of houses. This was more time consuming because at the time we didn't have many tames, so we had to do everything by hand. So all this was almost by hand. We do have our lovely beach. Is that an alpha? That's an alpha. I never seen an alpha corner here. Okay, sure. Now, if anybody knows, so we really don't like neighbors. We hate neighbors, especially neighbors that build humongous bases. We did have one that built a sky tower over in that direction. We finally talked him down to get him to have it removed. These neighbors have been really great. They haven't built humongous and they don't leave their tames out, so I like these kind of neighbors. They're perfect. Now oil pumps are in that direction into the snow cherry blossom area. I wish I knew about the cherry blossom area before, because I would probably build a base there and live there and be happy there. But because, you know, Tarek, I chose the quiet area, which I actually do love this area because there's a drop that spawns behind it. Oh, come in. But other than that, yeah, no, this is the base. Let me see here. I think it's in our greenhouse. TriMate built this. I never thought you could place your crop plots like this, but I absolutely love it. Alright. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So on to the next video. Or next video, but the next server. Alright guys, this is the 5th server. 1479 is the server. Gen 2. Originally, when I came out to this server, I told the TriMates that I didn't want to render in the server because I already rendering it so much. I didn't want to add into any of the servers. They said don't worry, that they will be rendering the server in. But one went to PC and then other people quit ARK. So here I am. Which, by the way, I'm rendering the servers. That's why I'm doing all of these probably all at once. Because I'm doing rendering and I make sure everything's good. Anyways, this is our lovely Gen 2 server. Over here we have our lovely trap. Up there you can see a little bit of the base. So when I first came to the server, we only had this building to live in, which was nice and all. Don't get me wrong, but it's small. Like, it was a grinding station plus our main base, and like before in here there was a whole bunch of things that you could barely walk in here. I remodeled this not recently, but later on I remodeled where everything's in a vault instead of wooden boxes, and there's a bed and all that fun stuff. There is that, which I probably need to like remove that. Probably not. But there's a second level to this base, and this was pretty much our little hatchery. We did have the egg thing up here. I think we got rid of it. I don't know. But now it just has these crop plots in it, which I absolutely like these things. I don't know about what everybody else feels about these, but I like them. They're not horrible. I'm actually needing food. I ate some jerky. Eat 2 pieces. That should do me. Anyways, we did live in this base for a while. We did have these feeding troughs, and then down below we had more area to store dinos. Now, I do love this server. The only problem I have with the server, it takes me 5 million years to log into the server. Because when you sign in, and then you blue screen. And it keeps going for a good hot minute. Like, literally just a while ago, it took me about 7 tries to get in the server. Which is not horrible. It's like, literally, like, oh, now there's 1 person, but before there was none, and I'm like, it's just a server at this point. They're not going to fix it. They won't fix anything. And I guarantee with all the new arcs coming out, they won't fix glitches. There's always going to be glitch meshing, stuff like that. That's why I'm not buying the new Arc remastered one. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm not buying it. I was thinking about it for a long time. I probably won't buy it because if this Arc had, under meshing, glitches, blue screening, all that fun stuff that comes with this game, I guarantee the other one's going to have it too. Just, you're going to have mods and all that other fun stuff. Now, not Gen 2, but Arc 2, I don't know about that. Anyways, continuing this. So, right here, I think we had sheep and ravagers, small dinos. We do have turns all over the place. Only because where we're built, there was a lot of RG, snow owls, all the fun stuff that likes to come in the base and try to wreck our stuff. At one point, we did have, speaking of snow owl, on each area we did have, Reapers and Shadow Maidens. Only because, when you do the missions, one of the missions would come in here and they would eat our tames. So to kind of defend against that, we do have all of that fun stuff to defend the base. Now this little, I like to call it apartment area over here. It had the dolphin, astro, no, I don't know what you call the dolphin things, but we had those right there. And we used to breed them right there. On those platforms, there was UDs and R-Reapers. Is it R-Reapers? Yeah, R-Reapers over here. I did cryopod most of the space. Or it got art. One of the two, it was there. Now, this server, I did use a lot for cloning. As you can tell, we do have our Spyros and Toothless over there. And in here we do have 3 cloners. And I do like to clone because I was in the trading business, so of course I clone to trade and then clone to have. We do we did have a teleporter out in space, but kind of forgot to render that in, I think, and decayed, unfortunately. Anyways, because that place was too small and, you know, having, I think it was 5 or 6 people living in it, I was like, I'm gonna build my own thing because I like to have my own building. For one, personal loot, personal tames, I want to keep it separate. Instead of having a box with my name on it, I'd rather have my own little space for it. So therefore, I built my house. On top of it, there was about 7 griffins on top, different colors that I had traded for. And then right there, that was my skiff area. My skiff is on the ground, currently right down there. And then, I really like what I build. I was making it metal and tech and all that fun stuff. So these are my main tames. I absolutely, I don't know, I love this server, but because of the blue screens, it didn't work out for me. And then in this fridge, it was my Jaboas, when 1 giga, but Jaboas. I love these little suckers, and I wish I did more with these. But every event I would go out and tame a new Jaboa. So I have pretty much all colors. What giga is that? Huh. This fridge was my cloning fridge. This is what I clone on an everyday basis. I do have a pink phoenix, cotton candy phoenix, a red griffin. And then I have like Easter, Valentine's, and then I have the element gotchas, along with cotton candy Maywings and all my gigas, which I don't know why they're in here. I was looking for this the other day and I couldn't find them. And then of course my little bed, tombstone in this box. It was for my like element for my bow, but I kind of just changed that. My grill because I like to cook. And I kind of like to organize, as you can tell. I used to not do this so much, but now I'm like, I gotta organize. Ran out of room, put all that stuff in there. Have my ammo box. I like these things, by the way, the ammo boxes. I don't know if anybody else has a problem with these, but I like the ammo boxes. They're pretty nice. Because I hate going to the main base, I did make my own little grinding station, which was a simple one. I just fill up the forges every once in a while and then use that metal to make new gear or new things. About a year ago I added those in to more organize this area. And then my little hatchery with my baby gigas and more baby teams, I do believe. Yeah, all my baby teams from the island. And then, is it this door? No, this door. Out here was my transfer off the server whenever I needed to do a trade. And then up here was my greenhouse, which was in the process of being finished. It took me a while to do this. As you can tell, the glass is not perfect, but it made sense. Because you get a little jet thing, I did have a little jumping platform to get up there, but there was no point. But this was going to be my egg farm. I was going to put a lot of Maywings in here and collect eggs on a daily basis, considering I was on the server breeding a lot more because it was the best meat. Just the resources in this map was the best. Now, granted, you had to like go out to space to get all of those resources, but it was at the end it was worth it, especially if you have a strider for each of the spawning things. So that's my little base. That little shack over there, it was a tri-mate's name Sarge. He kind of got jealous because we were all made our own little houses, but it kind of made sense on why we did this, is to keep personal tames personal and tribe use tames tribe use. Also down here I did have my Shadowmane collection. I had wolves. I did had a pink wolf that I personally mutated, but I have to like look for it and find it. Now we're going to see if I blue screen, because every time I go up here and then go over and then go back to my base, I always blue screen. So it's hope. So this base, I love coming up here, and also I hate it. But this is one of my tri-mates, Stab Happy's base. I don't know if he grinded all of this, but like, I think he got all these platforms, started putting them down. He had a lot of whiffs, which, as you can see, a lot of whiffs. I did cryopod most of them, or at least tried to. He has a lot of red ones. He did a lot of trading, and then he literally had baby platforms, like literally everywhere. And then over here he had Shadowmanes, which there's still one out. His teleporting pad, and then this, the one right below me. Almost like blue screen. No, I lagged back. Okay, I don't know if that was in the video, but I lagged completely back. As I was saying, the one below me right here, I did have really cool mutated Daedons, which I like to try to keep away from other troughs, because as you know, they do eat a whole bunch. His teleporting pad, as you can see, there's out of the building over there. And then he had Rexes right here, Aloes. And yeah, let's go see what's inside. So there's different tribe mates. There's people that sits there and organize their base, and there's people that loves to be in the cluster. Stab is one of those people that loves to be in the cluster. So when you walk in, you have your cryo fridges, taxidermies, cryo fridges, more taxidermies, jerky making station, 2 fridges, and then like literally had there Xeno with all of his crops, and he was just going at it every day. He is the grinder of the group, so of course he has the most element and everything else, because he was the grinder of the group. And what about he has in it? Oh. Speaking of grinder, look at that, he has another teleporting station. But he was the grinder breeder of the tribe, so of course all he was doing was grinding, building, or raising a group of babies, and that was his thing. He loved it. Currently right now he gave up art, but he is going to miss the space the most. Up here was his kind of breeding station storage. He does have a lot of incubators with cryofridges in between each one. And then a lot of storage. If I needed anything, I would have to come to his base and literally grab something, because that's all his base was free for all. And then on top of his base, he did have a cluster of wivs, torps, and all that fun stuff up here, but this was his transfer off point. So that was a lovely Stab space. And then over here, with all the Wivs, is another tri-mate. His name is Trouble for Your Mom. Funny name. He loved Wivs. Let's go with that, because as you see as we're going towards his base, you see Wivs, and he loved to breed them. I don't think he bred for stats, but I think once in a while he would try to breed for stats. I think a few of these things were mutated in some kind of way, but because of real life situations he was early on, so of course, you know, he didn't really make a big base. Anyways, so he made a mushroom base. Let me say hello to that lady. He does have a lot of Wivs. He did have Thylas and Shadow Mains. I crowdfunded most of them, I do believe. I'm not for sure on that. I don't remember if I did, but if I did, I did. If I didn't, So in his ways, he was more a little bit organized than Stab. He does have vaults of knickknacks, and then a few cryo fridges filled of personal dinos. And then the top one was his hatching area. As you see, he did have a lot of Wivs in here, which I think they're all expired. Because I guarantee if I open this, they'd be expired. But yeah, all of the mutations he has worked on these Wivs. It's sad to see him go, oh, he had a purple one? Can I hatch those? Yep, nope, gone. Okay. And then up here it was his like handheld dinos, which they're gone right now. And then let me see if I get through this hole. And I do believe up here was his transfer off area. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the bases. We did have a good location. We did have a lot of room to play and have fun. Along with that, we did have a public like trapping area. Now granted, we did have some rude not tri-mates, but neighbors. We had people that built behind us that was building like thatch towers, and that was annoying. And then we have a person that was building in that pillar. Even though we pillared off this whole like area down there, they still built up there, and they were mad because we pillared that much off. But we told them we didn't want neighbors because the lag is already horrendous, and we didn't want any more people around us. But you know, that is top people. But we did meet pretty good friends over here, I want to say. Alright, with that being said, let's go on to the next server. Alright guys, another server. This one is 1622, a Lost Island. When this server came out, I was really excited about it because it looked like an island, but with like little cinnamon crops and monkeys. What was those things called? Oh, I can't think of the names now. But you know what I'm talking about, the ones you have to passively feed. Anyways, when we first came on the server, I spawned on the beach where I currently live. It was me and another tri-mate. We tamed up 2 PTs, and the third tri-mate couldn't get on because of his download was going to take forever. So he told us to find a good spot to build. Well, it so happened the beach had a plateau right above it, and we were like, hey, I'll take this lovely plateau. And it's been a really great plateau. Like, because there's, you know, one way up here, well, 2 ways, and it turned out really great for us. We did block off 90% of this land. We did have the bridge blocked off, but there was a tribe that built on the bridge at one point. Their base decayed. Now there's people built on the end of over there. But in the swamp, it was not really a swamp, but it was pretty cool. These guys spawned in there, so This little cinema crop was a event one. I do believe it was a Christmas colored one. But as we're getting into this lovely base we have here, we worked really hard on this. Oh, I got an invite. So, because of, not Lost Island, but Crystal Isles and building that house, I was like, from this point on, I'm going to build houses. Something that we will know we will love and treasure for the remaining of ARK. I found this lovely YouTube tutorial on how to make this little house. I absolutely love it. It was kind of a pain because at the time we only had a few tames, not really too much, but it took about a couple of days and I did get to build it. Like I said, I absolutely love this. Love this house. Anyways, as we go inside, we do go into like the kitchen where we have all the lovely fridges that we filled up with meat, the grill. Back here was supposed to be the dining area, but we kind of made it more like a throne area. At the time we only put our vaults down right here, so each one of us had a vault. And then we have our hatching and cryo fridges, which majority of them are filled with ice whips and wait, there's a unicorn in here? Oh, I didn't even know. But RE Quest's horses, I cannot say no. This map was absolutely the most prettiest map of them all, I want to say. Granted, it has its up and downs, but I actually do love this map. It had the desert, volcano, ice, all the fun elements in it. This is where a desert zombie lives. Even though we didn't build in the desert, but hey, it works. Up here was our little living space. This was Troubles, and then me and Stab shared an area, because at first we're going to make this where all three of us slept and made this like little storage, but it kind of worked out this way. But yeah, this is pretty much main house. And then I made this greenhouse. I think I made this thing like twice or something already. When the new dino, not the Karch, what do we call them? One was at our gate chewing on it, but also was breaking all glass on this, and I thought that was interesting because, yeah. Anyways, inside we did have a lot of crop plots. Oh, that window's missing completely. In here was our dung beetles, and on this side was our snails, and then this back corner one is our lovely fridges for all the eggs, crops, jerky making. That way it's all in one area and we could just keep making things as we go. I was gonna put, well, I thought I did actually, a cooker right here, that way we could just cook and go kind of thing. Eventually, like in other servers, we wanted personal spaces, so only two of us made personal space. Trouble stayed in the house and made that his personal space, which is fine. But we wanted to work on our own projects, but we did use this to raise all the babies. This right here was for our, what was it? This was originally the hatchery when we first moved in over here for the cinema crops, and we had like a lot of torches down I kind of converted into a platform for our circos. I had the females up here and the male down here. That way I can get some beautiful eggs from them. Down here we did have a lot of our wivs. These are my current ones. But we did have vent wivs all over the place. We had the monkeys all over the place. Over there is our grinding station, which I kind of forgot to show off. Let me just do this. Which we didn't do much grinding, but in order to get all the stuff we had to do grinding, which in order to grind on this map, because we didn't have good metal nodes, we would have to travel to, I don't know if you guys can see it, that mountain over there, like that big one right there, past that drop, to get our metal and stuff. I recently made this. This was gonna be my egg collection thing, where I had Oviraptor in the middle, and then a lot of Maywings on in here. That way we can get all the eggs, and because they pop out all the eggs. So I don't remember who it was. I think I was the first one to build my own little personal space, but I built my personal little house. Nothing too big, you know, one up kind of thing. In here I do have my 2 storage boxes, which currently holds all the fun little mutation stuff that I have. And then my preserving bins, my little hatching station, which I don't have eggs in. And then this platform, this was my current mutation. I would like to show it off, or if I can't find a mutation on these little guys, I'll put one here and like look all in there and make sure it was a mutation. I did get a blue mutation, a pink mutation, and a black mutation on these guys. I absolutely loved it. My little storage, and then up here I was kind of trying to make this into a little grinding thing, but I decided not to. But I did have my really cool like Laker color cinema crops right here, and then right here was, you know, my perfect tame cinema crops, and then I had my mill up there, and then I would just breed and whip and grab all the eggs. Over here was my mutated ones, so the cool mutation color ones. I had the females down here and the males up there, and then up here is my little bed. Nothing too wild. And then Stab made him a little base. His is a weird shaped base, but he had all of his monkeys and cinema crops in here. I cryopod majority of them, that way they're, you know, safe and sound. But yeah, this is little hut. I don't know if he was supposed to finish this. I had to put behemoths in because the cart could go all the way up here and get into our base. And we didn't know that until it landed in our base, and we had to fight it with the Giga. Which, luckily, it was a low level, but still. We did block off all of this. We were going to make it into the backyard, and where we put all the extra tames in, so all the tames we didn't want to display, we would have them back here. Which this area was very, very nice. We had a person that built below us right here, and they happened to put gates right here. I asked them kindly to remove those gates because this was our backyard, and in exchange for that to happen, I had to put gates up for myself, which turned out okay, which their base decayed. And now we have a new set of people. What if they're still over here? they're still over here. So these guys are little newbies. I brought my gig over here and I let them breed it with theirs. Speaking of that, are they online? Because they have an egg. What was that? Oh, it's one of those. But yeah, I brought a gig over here and bred their females with my males and let them keep the eggs. I'm going to grab this egg and give it to them later because they don't need to, you know, have that just laying around. And these people are like noobs, like the noobs of them all. But I like to try to help them out as much as possible. As you can tell, I grabbed their egg. I'm going to put it in my fridge, and when they hop back on, I'm going to give it to them. And so I'm going to let their Rex from breeding, and they should probably turn that off. But yeah, that's the only noobs we have around us. For the most part, they stay to themselves. They don't try overbuild, and they haven't tried to bother us about our spam up here. Which, you know, I don't know. And there's new people building too, like over on that area there's like a new set of people, which I don't know if they know about ARK's deleting. I have people that actually bought ARK and they're like, this is a really exciting game. I'm like, but it's deleting. I don't know what's so exciting about it. I should do unofficial, then that's exciting. But for the most part, it's, you know, all going by. But yeah, this is pretty much our base. Like I said, I love this map. It's very pretty. The ocean's very pretty. I wish I could explore more, but it is what it is, honestly. Alright, I guess it's on to the next video. Or not video, server, which would be our last server. Alright guys, this is the last server, 1810 Fortor. I cannot say this stupid server's name. But it's the newest one that came out. So because of this lovely server and the theme of it and everything, we decided to go with a Viking theme. Which turned out great, for the most part. I mean, I even named my character, after a goddess, which represents, you know, the whole Viking theme of this. I was the first one on this server, and I had to look for a base spot, which I did YouTube it, you know, on what best locations are there. Most of them are already taken because most of them are the castles, which I would love to live in the castle, but I wouldn't change that now. I love this location. It has 3 plateaus, bridges between each one, a water source below us. There's metal nodes. Down the river there is penguins, cementing paste. This location was just the best. So we did pillar off all 3 plateaus and up there. Now at one point, because everybody, well not everybody, but you guys must know now, I don't like neighbors. But we had one neighbor, which we got over the situation, but I guess there were tri-mates building a little corner back there by the mountain, and I was like, you're too close to our base. Can you please move elsewhere? I would give you materials, I would give you this and that. They wouldn't move. Eventually it turned into kind of a PvE war, which was kind of funny. I would lead stuff to their base, I would leave stuff into their base. In order for them to move, I pillared all up the mountain. Because at first I didn't pillar up the mountain, like up the mountain itself. but I pillared all around them so they couldn't build up or they couldn't put any more things down, for the most part. Eventually, the leader did sign on, sending me a message saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, my trimates, we didn't know that you were built there. It was in the middle of the night and they decided to build it, and at the time they didn't want to move, but I would tell them if they move, I would even like help them, I give them stuff, I would give them a tame if they wanted." And I did. I kept my word. They moved. I gave them stuff and everything. Which they moved up into that mountain area, which I didn't find. As long as it was far enough away from us, I didn't mind. Anyways, so when I first came here, well, I didn't build this first. I built a grinding station first. And then we lived in the grinding station for that amount of time and then started building this. I looked up on YouTube Viking style houses. Now, when I say this is like the hardest build I ever did, it was the hardest. In order to get everything correctly, I had to maneuver and all kinds of stuff in order to get this house absolutely perfect. And it turned out really great. Yeah, there's might be one or two flaws in this, but it turned out really great. I love it. I probably won't do this again, just for the fact that it was a little bit difficult. Now, inside, we did have our little meeting hall, which this was supposed, in the video, this was like the throne, oh, lag. Okay. So meeting hall, it was supposed to be a throne room, but didn't turn out to be the throne room. I changed it into a hatchery, kitchen area, dining, storage kind of thing. Because this area only had 2 big rooms and there's 3 of us, one of us had to share. Which I don't mind, sharing spaces and stuff. Personally, I love my own room. But me and Stabbed, since I was leader and he's like co-lead in a way of all the tribes, I trust him. We share this one room. It's not really great. He has his side and I have mine, and I was happy with that. Granted, I like to come into his little vault and grab some drinks every once in a while. And then we have bookcases. On that side, I used to have the little hawks. This was another trimates. He actually built it a little bit better than what it was, because before he had a vault right here and he had his bed hidden and it was just a whole thing. But yeah, this is pretty much main base. Out here was our baby raising area, which hence the troughs. We did get a lot of whiffs, drakes over here. From these platforms we hang the Desmodus on, because you can literally flop these things on here and let them hang. And when they pop out babies, they just land right here. So these things were pretty cool. We did have to block off all of that. I built these like little, not turret towers, Plan X towers. Just because since this is Viking Age, we didn't want to use too much electricity, because we're trying to stick to the Viking Age theme. Kind of worked, kind of didn't. But yeah, we used to get alphas popping down here all the time. Our drakes, we still have our whivs out, our mags out, and then this area was our grinding station, which we lived in. That's why these were here. We did have our pigs up here. But yeah, this is our little grinding area. I kind of made a little tiny grinding area. nothing too big and extraordinary. We just wanted something to grind and have fun. Over in that mountain, there's really nice people that we met through here. Also, in that mountain, there's a cave that we used to fly our Desmodus in and grab a lot of good loot. That's where we got majority of our blueprints for these guys. But other than that, we enjoyed the game and we actually had fun with this. We were hoping that, you know, when Arc 2 came out, they would keep these servers up and we would be able to, like, still come over here, enjoy. That's really pretty. Hello. How are you? Hello? Oh, 25. But, you know, I think we kind of knew Arc was going to delete itself, considering back in the day when the game first came out, they made new servers because they couldn't fix old servers because all the undermeshing, blue screens, DDoSing people were doing. Hence why they're making a remaster, because they think with the Engine 5 everything would be better and won't have much trouble, but I can guarantee it, people will still find a way to not blue screen, but to undermesh or to DDoS a server. But for the most part, yeah, this was our basis. I hope all you guys enjoyed viewing the past 3 to 4 years of me playing PvE. Granted, I'm not giving up Arc. I'm still doing boosted. I'm still going to do raids on that. I'm still doing my Prim Plus stuff. I'm still going to do raids on that. I already talked to the owner of that, and she told me that she's going to keep the servers up and running. So, as long as that server's up and running, I have no reason to buy the new ones. But yeah, I just want to video the PvE side because I feel like PvE doesn't get shown too much. Also, with Arc deleting, I wanted to make sure people saw the artistic of it, I guess, and the progress of it. As Arc deletes, we all know all of this stuff is going to get deleted. It's pixels, yes, but there's meaning behind everything. I think through the years of playing this game, I wouldn't change a thing. I love this game. I love the concept of it. I love all the new maps. I miss, day one of spawning on the island, finding a place to build, and then, my first place rebuild was in Swamp, kind of near the swamp. From that, we moved to a plateau on Southzone. Didn't know much about the game. Didn't know about, turrets or anything until, got raided off that server. And then started learning more about it. I hope with Arc 2 it's like that instead of Mega Tribes being a Mega Tribe and learning too fast. But other than that, yeah. I don't know what else to just say about this. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I don't normally do commentary. I normally just do music. I just don't do commentary, as you can tell. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Do leave a like, also a comment of what kind of videos you want to see next. And maybe, I don't know, if you like commentary, just say you like commentary and I'll probably do more of that, but most likely no. I will do my raid videos, of course, and also montages of other games. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead, so there might be one or two videos coming out of PvP in that. But for the most part, yeah. Ark's been fun. I wish they didn't delete servers. Maybe, you know, stop updating them and just keep the servers running. That would have been a great, you know, plan for them. Instead of making people upset that they have to buy a whole new game and, you know, buying a whole new game. There's no point of that. Anyways, we see what the future holds for Ark. Hopefully, we figure out something. But other than that, I stick to my boosted servers and do raids. And show you guys my beautiful raids. Alright guys, I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. Toodaloos.